let's see. Yeah, so I guess that I have, I don't know if that's relevant. But yeah, I wrote these, the idea, and this was exactly a year ago. We had a poetry potluck at our house, and Will was talking about trying to get this project off the ground of publishing these chapbooks, and I told him, yeah, I'd be down to do it, and here we are 1 year later, and I came up with an idea that I thought was really smart, where it's like I'll just toss these suckers off, like I'll just write them, it'll take just a few hours, and I'm a busy guy, I don't have time to write long epic poems. So, but it took longer than that, and I labored over it a little more than I was expecting to. But the idea behind the postcard was like, yeah, you just sort of write what you feel at the moment, and it's just and it's not even and it's a fragment, and you just sort of write until the space on the card is filled up. And so that was sort of like what I was thinking, that I was just gonna write on index cards until the index card was filled up, and that was the poem. So I'll read a few more. I could, they're all short. I could have read this whole book probably, but then what would there be left? So I'll read the last two. From the chrysanthemum bed. It is a glorious thing, my friend, to no longer be flying in airplanes, staring down at cities like piles of electric spaghetti. I'm dependent on the wind now. I'm a Samara, breaking free from the Japanese maple hanging from the balcony. I flutter to the ground like a post-it note slipping off a laptop screen. I tumble along the sidewalk, pushed along by the gusts coming from shop doors, until I settle into a soft earth of a chrysanthemum bed. I don't know if this is where I belong. Don't know what hand may scoop me up like a ladle from the soup that is this city. But for now, I'm content to listen to the cacophonous whispers vibrating off the pavement. The other day, someone leaned down to my sapling self and lamented how briefly things come together before coming apart. And a lot of these, I did get started last year or I guess in January, I spent a few weeks in New York City, where I used to live. And actually last week when the Eric Garner non-indictment came down, I was really affected by that, because where that happened was on a street I'd been on 100 times, and it was, there was a bookstore right next to there where I was in all the time, where I wrote some of these probably, and so I was like, I don't know, it was just really, it's really upsetting, and I don't want to go too much into it because it's not really about me, but I just feel, there can't really be any real rest for any of us until while things like that are happening. So I just, before I read this last one, I'm just gonna stand for a few moments, be quiet before I read this next one, which is called From the Snow Globe, which I guess, it's the last one. It's like a souvenir, the snow globe. I don't know. Yeah. It is almost winter, and I thought I was almost home. I want to hide in the warm belly of a marsupial. I want to crawl into a film projector and soak in the refracted light as it floats through the air and pours into the ocean of the movie screen. I want to curl my body into a spiral and somersault out from this chimney like steam escaping from a tea kettle. But I've been turned into a living and breathing souvenir, picked up and shaken, and the minute moments of my life swirl around in the form of snowflakes and dust before settling down again, coating my skin with the residue of memories that are no longer mine. What if we had to learn to breathe again? And what if we just stopped moving just for a second? Thank you. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for sharing this with me. It really feels like a big deal for me to have something printed and bound like this. And I'll be here if you want to chat. Last time, I met a lot of strangers. That was fun. It was fun for me. So yeah, please stick around. I think I had this idea that we should all, whoever wants to, we should go out after this. Maybe to hop fields or something like that. Yeah, thanks again for being here. And there's copies of not only mine but AR's and Ed. Is Ed? Ed Buffalo. He's not here, is he? And David's chapbooks are back there. And there's all these other books too. So yeah, stock up. It's a long winter. Thank you.
Yeah, like Jonathan said, thanks for coming out. There'll be another reading in the series next month. This is our first for AR and I, taking over from David, and it was fantastic. Thanks so much for coming out. Yeah, Jonathan will be signing books back there. Please do browse, buy, and I guess if people are going to Hop Fields or Spider House or whatever, do that. And yeah, we'll see you next month. Oh, but that's a whole month away, and there's so many good events going on in Malvern all the time.